You didn't know Trump could hit a ball like that, right?
He's 64, but Donald Trump still has one driving ambition.
210 on the green. Not bad, right?
To him, golf is much more than just a game.
Well, I've had a lot of success at golf. I like playing golf. I have fun with it. It's a pretty long drive, right? All men. All men. I think I like building courses more than I like playing, but I find building golf courses a very beautiful thing to do.
Trump already owns 9 golf courses in the US. Now, he wants to expand his collection to Scotland.
In 2006, I think that was the first official state visit by Mr. Trump to Scotland.
His plan is for the Menie estate at Balmedy near Aberdeen. On it, he will create 2 golf courses, a 450-bedroom hotel and housing, as well as holiday apartments and golf villas, an investment of £1 billion.
If we have the clubhouse here, the parking should be here. It shouldn't be over to the side. It should be right behind it. And hopefully I'll be known in Scotland as having really made a major contribution. I only hope I'm given the chance to do something really terrific for Scotland. Those were the dunes I stood on last time.
Not everyone shares Trump's enthusiasm. There's concern about the impact of building on this beautiful coastline and its rare wildlife.
Let me please,
If there's a chance that he can be stopped, we will stop.
It's become a bitterly disputed development.
It's a real mosaic of habitats. You've got everything from open sand to shrubs to trees to wetlands. A greener Scotland is effectively a myth if something like this is allowed to happen. And lots of areas are either destroyed, moved around, sanitised, disturbed, and there'll be a few bits left scattered around as a kind of mitigation of this development. This very damaging 2 golf course development, the whole package is wrong.
Incredibly steep, isn't it? These sorts of models give us vital clues to understand the interaction of waves on beaches, the interaction of the beach and the upper beach, and then the availability of sand to be blown into sand dune systems, such as we've got on the Aberdeenshire coast. In Menie, what we've got is a very, very clear model of sand moving in a northerly direction, crystal clear. That is very interesting. From the point of view of science, from the point of view of understanding how our landscapes adjust to climate change. It is the only one left, and once we've lost the only one left, we're dealing with essentially artificial systems. And the problem with artificial systems, of course, is that because we've meddled with them in some way, we don't actually know what the forward track might be. These are tees that are built onto very steep sand dunes, so they will have to be built up artificially by movement of sand from elsewhere in the site. Up to 8 metres vertically will have to be emplaced, and that will involve moving biblical amounts of sand from A to B. So not only do you lose the natural dynamism that this area is noted for scientifically, you will stabilise it, so you'll lose the dynamism, but also you'll be constructing a largely artificial sand dune environment. These wilderness environments are our equivalent, if you like, of the Amazon rainforest or the swamps in South America. And many of these wilderness environments have been lost around the world, and in Britain we've got very, very few of those left.
Multi-million-pound golf resort in Aberdeenshire is rejected. The chairman of a committee of Aberdeenshire councillors used his casting vote after a 3-hour meeting was deadlocked.
All the parties had committed themselves to sustainable development, and you could apply the tests of sustainable development to the Trump proposal, and it failed them. It failed them in spades.
The Trump organisation has confirmed it will now pull out of Scotland after bitter rejection at Balmedy. Well,
we're very disappointed. Ultimately, we can go and develop the project somewhere else. we'll be fine. I think it's the people of Aberdeen and the Shire that were really let down by their council today.
It was predicated on long-distance tourism. It was predicated on people flying across the Atlantic to play a few games of golf and flying back across the Atlantic. It was predicated on utilising an irreplaceable and diminishing resource of effectively natural habitat.
Good evening. There's renewed hope tonight that American tycoon Donald Trump's plans for a £1 billion golf development in Aberdeenshire will go ahead. In a dramatic twist, the Scottish Government have called in the controversial planning application, taking it out of Aberdeenshire Council's hands.
Never before has an application been called in this manner.
By calling in an application that had already been refused, it's inescapable that the government has in some way expressed a view that it does not want the application refused.
Today, almost 2 years on from when he first announced his proposals, the Scottish Government have given the tycoon the green light.
Well, I think the message would be, I'm going to build for the people of Scotland the greatest golf course anywhere in the world. There'll be nothing like it, and it's going to be done environmentally perfect.
Don Jr. is visiting to inspect progress.
Well, it finally feels like a construction site after 5 years of effort to get to this point. I mean, we're really underway. It's a great feeling. It really is special to us in this world, and we're going to make something incredible here.
When one of his developments needs a push, for instance to encourage local politicians, Trump knows how to use his brand to build momentum. The showman takes his show on the road.
Hello, everybody.
We're about to be treated to a classic Trump performance. The golf course near Aberdeen has been under construction for a few months. There are still objectors to his plans for housing and a hotel, but this event makes it look like a done deal.
Well, I'd like to thank everybody for being here, but much more importantly for their tremendous support. We have so many friends in the audience, and
there's so many familiar faces from the press who've really been amazing supporters of the project.
this is really a circle of our friends. This was really a celebration of our friends, a celebration of people that supported us.
It was spectacular for me yesterday to be able to walk the final version of the course with my father, to say, you know, this is now what we're doing. This is what will be etched into this land forever.
As Lord Provost of the city, yesterday it was my pleasure to welcome these two gentlemen. We look at the plans that you've got to produce this absolutely outstanding golf course. The excitement in this is absolutely outstandingly wonderful.
Any questions, gentlemen?
Very nice questions.
Mr. Trump, what would you say to the many local residents here who feel that you've run roughshod over planning legislation and environmental issues simply because you've got lots of money?
It's a very interesting question, because honestly, this is a very popular project. We've had great support from the council and great support from the political leaders. We've saved the dunes, and from an environmental standpoint, it's a much better situation than it was before we bought the site. The dunes are among the largest in the world, and I decided that in honor of my mother and in honor of Scotland, we named the dunes the Great Dunes of Scotland.
Trump is having a special kind of grass planted on the dunes to stop them changing shape and messing up the course he's building through them.
We've saved the dunes, and a lot of these dunes would not be saved. They can blow away with the winds, and We've saved the dunes, we've stabilized the dunes, and from an environmental standpoint, it's a much better situation than it was before we bought the site.
But environmentalists say these are a rare example of so-called mobile dunes with a special ecology which depends on their being blown into new shapes all the time. You talk about the uniqueness of these dunes. That uniqueness comes from their ability to change and to modify. That's what makes them an incredible piece of land.
Well, they'll still be changing and modifying, but to a lesser extent. And now they're stabilized. And actually, for years, people have been stabilizing dunes, and they consider it a good thing, not a bad thing.
When Scottish National Heritage, for example, says it will create a lasting adverse impact on the environment.
Well, I think if you really read up on this, which probably you haven't, you'll see that most environmental groups have supported us. We've had tremendous support from the environmental groups, and so I'm very happy about that. I mean, we've had great environmental support. I've received many environmental awards over the years. I think the greatest thing I've ever done for the environment is what I'll be doing right here in Aberdeen. Who's next?
Trump's project was the subject of a public inquiry. The 7 environmental groups that gave evidence were all against his plans.
There are no environmental organisations that I know of that favour this development. RSPB opposed it, SEPA, the Scottish Environmental Protection Agency, Scottish Natural Heritage were violently opposed to this development, the World Wildlife Trust were against the development, the Ramblers Association were against the development. I know of no credible environmental organisation that favoured such a development on environmental grounds. This is an accolade site, a site of special scientific interest, the highest conservation accolade that this country can bestow, and yet we allow a golf course to be developed on it, which will remove the scientific interest completely. And it's something of a personal tragedy and great sadness across the scientific community.